name is Nicole, and in case you don't know me already, I live in the city of Dublin within the country of Ireland. And one of my most asked questions that I get is, I'm coming to Dublin. What are your top 15, 20, 30 things to do in Dublin? Can't guarantee there's going to be 57 things, but just keep watching and let's see how I do. So Dublin, in my mind anyway, it's divided north and south. So we're going to start on the north side of the city centre. On our main street on the north side, that is O'Connell Street. It's where all of the tourist information offices are, and we have our national monument, the Spire, on this street. It's just a giant needle in the middle of the street.
What? Little pierce my foot on a spike.
Stare up its vast shaft and just go elsewhere. You've seen it, you've done it. Well done, you've seen the Spire. Dubliners have a tradition of naming our monuments really weird names. So the Spire, in this case, is called the Stiletto in the Ghetto, or my favourite, the Stiffy and the Liffey. The best place to go on O'Connell Street if you are going to shop is Penny's. Now Penny's isn't a fancy, you know, Christian Dior like a type of place. It's literally just our cheapest clothes shop. You can pick up pretty much anything clothes wise. You know, if you run out of a pair of like shoes or underwear, this would be the place to go because it's cheap. You get what you pay for, but they will last the trip. Adjacent to the Spire, just on Earl Street, is the James Joyce statue, and that is stop one on our statue stops. The only reason why I'm doing this segment is that I realised there's a lot of statues in Dublin and they all have funny names. So this one is called the Prick with a Stick. So if you're a history buff, on this street we have the GPO, which is our General Post Office. And the reason why I'm even mentioning the GPO is because back in 1916 we had our revolution that sparked our path towards independence from British rule. And if you go in there, there's a whole museum that talks about it. If you look outside of the GPO, there's holes in the columns, and apparently those are bullet holes from the very battle. Apart from your, you know, touristy pubs and restaurants and fast food places, I know I had a bad carbonara in La Pizza, so maybe just skip that one this time, guys. In terms of hangouts around O'Connell Street, just around the corner on Abbey Street is Wigwam, Brazilian restaurant, cafe, pub place, and it's open during the day, and it's just a really like nice chill vibe in there. There's also a ping pong club, so you can go downstairs at any time of the day and play ping pong. And they have a great smoking area too. If you ever wanted to try Brazilian food in Ireland, here is your chance. Also, try the Maltesers hot chocolate. Still on Abbey Street is Govinda's, which is quite a reasonably priced vegetarian restaurant. So you're traveling, you're tired, maybe you want to sit down somewhere, but you don't want to necessarily get something to eat. I think Wolftown Square is a great place just to sit down and relax, which is just around the corner from the Leprechaun Museum and the Jervis Street Lewis stop. That is situated on Mary Street, and they have a cute little tram cafe. Just a word on the Leprechaun Museum. I have never personally been, but it is €16 in. I would say look at TripAdvisor and just kind of figure out, in terms of the real touristy places in Dublin, like which ones you're going to do. Just around the corner from Wolftown Square is one of my favourite streets in Dublin, and that is Capel Street. Capel Street still has a bit of an edge to it despite being so smack bang in the city centre, and I really like that. I mean, it's full of charity shops situated right next to sex shops, and you have LGBT places like Outhouse, which provides workshops and talks and classes for people that are gay, lesbian, bi, transsexual. No, it's not transsexual, we don't say that anymore!
Well, how about that?
Oh, there's a little cafe in there, so take a look at the bulletin board that has loads of, you know, flyers and posters from like just LGBT events that are happening around the city. Also, they do free condoms and lubes. So nab yourself a few of them, you deserve it. Still on Capel Street is Panty Bar, which is one of our few gay bars. Unfortunately, we don't have that many gay bars, but this is a good one, and the decor is beautiful. There is drag queens and shows on most nights, so take a look, Go inside, just be wary that it does fill up quite quickly, so it might be worth going in there a little bit earlier than usual to nab yourself a seat. Just down the road from Capel Street, so just down a little bit, as if you're going towards Smithfield, is St. Michan's Church. Now, this is one of the places that I don't see advertised that much that is an attraction. So this tiny little church has an 800-year-old mummy, among other things, underneath it, and it's something kind of off the beaten track to your usual touristy things, and it's only a £5. So now we are in Smithfield. So Smithfield is very easy to get to. It's just along the Lewis line, and as you can see, there are cobblestones. That's very Irish. Feel Irish, feel the cobblestones, feel your life. It's great. It used to be literally just a field, and now it has Boojum and Chopped and a Jameson Distillery Museum. In Smithfield as well, there is also the Lighthouse Cinema, which is one of my favourite places to go to in Dublin. I know it's a cinema. It's a little bit weird to go to the cinema when you're on holiday. Well, it's a great one, and it's not just showing your typical, you know, like Disney, Marvel movies. It has tons of festivals that show indie films. They always have something interesting on, so it's definitely worth a look. One of our like new exciting places to go to in Dublin is Token. So Token is a bar slash arcade slash restaurant, but it's mostly an arcade. So it's chock full of these old arcade games that you know, saw as a kid. You have Dance Dance Revolution and Pac-Man and Mario Kart and all these type of things, but it's for adults. So there's, you know, you can get a pint, or you can have, you know, burger sliders. It's a really cool place. Now, it does fill up. If you're looking for somewhere to just go and get somewhere to eat, the food is actually really good. Just be careful of the wrestling ring ropes. They have broken several times because drunk people are like, "Ah, yes, I am on top of the world, I'm in Token!" So if you're following my route, go back to the Smithfield Lewis stop and go towards Houston Station. Get off there and walk towards Phoenix Park. So Phoenix Park is the biggest enclosed park in Europe. It is larger than any of the parks in London combined, and it is twice as big as Central Park in New York. I'm trying to think if there's any like exotic Irish animals that you know, can't miss out by going to the zoo in Phoenix Park. I don't know, maybe a puffin. Puffins are great. One of the big reasons why people go to Phoenix Park is to meet the deer. So it's true, there are just deer roaming around in the park, but they can be a little bit shy because people are kind of stupid with them. They'll try and like drive their cars up to them and it scares them off. So they move like quite a bit around the park, so they could be really anywhere. So it's worth it, you know, if you're in Phoenix Park and, you know, you've already made quite a trek through it, try look for the deer. With Phoenix Park, we are done for this video for the north side of Dublin. Moving on to the south side. Now, the best way, in my opinion, if you are crossing onto the south side of Dublin, go over the Halfpenny Bridge. And you will meet our second statue stop. It's the ladies with the handbags, otherwise known as the slags with the bags. I don't know why I'm like pounding on my chest for happiness, but it makes me happy.